Well, hi there, it's Tiffany from Daisy Farm Crafts, and today I want to show you how I've made this really cute baby cow hat that a friend of mine asked me to do because she wanted to do a photo shoot of her grandson as a little baby cow. And as you can see in the pictures that were just in front of this video, how adorable this baby hat looks and how she styled the baby. I decided to use Red Heart Huga yarn for this because it's got these little fuzzies on it and it's so soft, and I thought this would kind of complete the little cow, the cow look. So you'll really just need the smallest. These are the 5-ounce. I think these are the smallest ones you can get. Get one in black and get one in white. And I apologize that when I do show you this tutorial, I am using the black, so it'll be hard to see these stitches. But I'm going to say that this isn't really a beginner-friendly hat, like one that you should learn from. But if you have some experience making crochet and you know how to join and turn, then the black, you'll know what to do. This is all single crochet, so except for the ears. And I'll show you how to do that. We do a little decreasing and that's it. So let's get started. Okay, let's get this baby hat started. So we're going to start by making the brim of the hat, and you just make 4 chains like that, and we will work single crochet starting in the 2nd chain from the hook in each of the next 3 chains. And then chain 1 and turn your work. And now I like to work single crochet underneath both loops for the first stitch of the row. And then I will work back loop single crochet into the next stitch of the row. And then I'll finish by working right single crochet under the last stitch, just to give my ends just a little bit of neatness. So continue this, chaining 1 and turn. This is for the brim, and you want to make this for a newborn size, about 12 inches. The average newborn head circumference is about 14 inches. So make it 2 inches less than the size that you need. Okay, so I have my 12 inches and it definitely stretches to 14 inches. And so what I'm going to do now is just simply slip stitch the 2 ends together. So I have this, I'm bringing it together and just going to work simple slip stitches to that starting chain. Okay, hold on. I think I'm going to work through the back loop of this one and up through the bottom of that chain with a slip stitch. And I know that they'll just be 3 because that's all we've been doing is 3 stitches per row. So 1, 2, and here's 3. Done. Okay, and that really just gets disguised with this black yarn, so don't worry about that. I will go ahead though and give that 1 extra chain, and we can cut this off because we will join with the white yard. We'll be pulling up a loop with the white. Okay, so there we are. We're done with that. This will be the back of our hat right here. Let's go ahead though and find where we left off, and let's pull up a loop with our white like that. I like to chain 1 And then I'll just start my single crochets right in that space. Right there. I'm just going to start with one. Now in each little valley, kind of, this is an edge. There's all those stitches, kind of looks like a hill, and then you have those lower valleys. Work 2 single crochets into each one of those. So we skip over the end of a row. And work 2 single crochets at the end of the next row. Okay, when I've returned, I've worked 2 single crochets at the end of a row, skipping a row. It looks like that. And now I'm back to my starting single crochet right here. So I'll slip stitch and join into that single crochet, chain 1, and I turn my work. Here's my chain, there's my slip stitch, here's the first stitch of the row. Sometimes you can tell by looking for those V's. And now I'll work 1 single crochet into the top of each of those single crochets. And I did a quick count, and for me, I have 41 single crochets that I made around the hat. But this can be any number based on your tension, or maybe you're making a slightly bigger size. Maybe you need it for a preemie. So you can make it just a little bit smaller, but don't worry so much about that number. It really doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm joining, I'm making my last stitch of the round right here. Sometimes I look for that little horizontal bar that's pointing. And then I will come over and find the first stitch of the round, which is right here. And if you have a hard time finding that stitch, right after you make it, mark it. So what I mean is after you chain 1 and turn, and you make your first single crochet, go ahead and grab a marker to know, so that you'll know that that's the stitch you can join into. Okay, now what we will need to do is get your 2 balls of black yarn ready, and they can just be, well, let's see, probably a little bit bigger than this. Probably, since you'll have the large black hula yarn to work from. Go ahead and make 2 just about this size. That's probably more than you'll need, but I'd rather you be able to complete the portion and cut it off without having to make too small and then have to join again. So make 2 of these, because we're not carrying yarn through the rows. Okay, let's work with the white for 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in the 7th, we'll just yarn over and pull up a loop, and let's introduce one of the black, and we'll work in black for 8 single crochets. But I do want you to go ahead, you can crochet over this tail too, because It's the hula yarn, and it'll stay hidden. But this is the only time. We're also going to crochet over this white, so we have it after we're done working just this little portion. We will work 8 stitches in the black. So I'm kind of working over all the tails here just to get them out of my way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, stop there. We're going to leave our black behind. Take that tail out. We can either weave that in or just clip it off. Now pull through with the white, and let's work white for 10 single crochets. And the reason why we're not carrying the black through this white portion is that it really just showed way too much. So it's better to just have a second ball of black yarn to work with. Okay, this is my 10th single crochet. I'll stop right there. I'll get my second ball of black yarn right here. Pull through. Again, we can work over the white because we'll still need it. And I'll go ahead and work over that tail just to get it out of my way. And this in the black, let's work 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. 8. Kind of leave this black behind. We will pull up with the white. Done using the black. Kind of get that out of your way. And now work to the end of the round. 1, 2, okay, I've got 7 here, actually 8, and that's totally fine. Slip stitch, chain 1, and turn. Okay, I know it looks like a bunch of mess there, but you just want to make sure that you've got those centered. So if you do have different numbers than me, which like what I said, if you're making it a different size hat, before you begin, just kind of, center the back seam of your hat, estimate a fairly good portion for the middle of the hat. You want this black part to be around where the ears are going to be. So that's all we're doing. So we just kind of got a little black portion going on either side like that. Okay, so now what we will do is you're just going to add 1 on either side of the black. So it should be pretty easy. Whoops, we chained and turned. So start. And then when you get to where there's 1 here, go ahead and find your black. That's the tail. We don't want that. Pull through. And we'll work that extra black underneath and around the white because we're going to make our circle get a little bit bigger. and still work over the white. So the white will run through the black. So hold it pretty taut so it won't show through that much. But even if you'll notice on my hat in the pictures, it doesn't, the white part doesn't really show, and it kind of still makes it look like a little cow. So work one extra on the end here. Now go ahead and work into a white one, and then pull up with your white. Leave the black behind and do the same thing on the other side. Add a black on either side. Okay, I'm now working on the next round, and again I will increase the black by 1 stitch. So we'll work the white on over, working around the outside of the hat here. Oops, I went one too far. So stop. When you see that there's 1 white stitch left, I'm going to go ahead, bring the black across, and I will work into that 1 white stitch, and now work into each of the black stitches, and then add 1 extra black stitch at the end of this section, and do the same for the next side. Okay, now on this round, we are going to keep our stitches just exactly even. We just want to build up some height. We're done increasing for the black portion. This is the front of our hat. So I'm just going to do 1 round where it's even, and then we'll back off a stitch. So work your white on over, exactly even, and let's pull up the black that's there for us and work over that white. Like I say, let's see, just do it exactly however many black you have, that's how many black stitches you want to do. No increasing on this round. All right, now on this round, so we've just done the round that's even. Now let's go ahead and subtract a black stitch on both sides. So basically we're just making little ovals that go around the ear portion. So what I mean by subtract is that we will go work into a black before we pull up for a black, like that. And stop 1 short on the other side. So here I am with 2 black stitches left to go. I'll work into 1, stop, pull up with the white, leave that black behind, and now work around to the other little patch. Do the same thing. Okay, same thing as the last round. Let's work 1 extra stitch into a black stitch so that we're decreasing our, oh dear, forgot to bring my white along with me. There we go. And I love that the little hygge has just these little furries. I thought that just made it look just like a little cow. Okay, I'm stopping one short so that I can work white into that last black stitch. Same thing for the other one. We are starting the 9th round, and we will continue to do what we did in the 2 rounds before, which is to make this one stitch extra in the white to decrease the amount of black stitches. Make sure and stop one short, pull through with the white, work one stitch into the black, and do the same thing on the other side. This is row 10, and I'm working one extra stitch in the white, just as I did in rows 8 and 9. I'm stopping one short, pulling through with the white, do the same on the other side. Okay, we're done with all the black. We are just going to finish the top of this hat with white. So here we go. We need to do a little bit of decreasing. So let's work 3 single crochets and then skip a stitch. 3 single crochets, skip 1 single crochet. Repeat that to the end of the round, and it's okay if it doesn't end up even. Just finish it up. 1, 2, 3, skip. There you go. 1, 2, 3, skip. All right, we just worked that round of decrease, and now let's just work 1 stitch into each single crochet around, and then we'll join and work 1 more row of decrease. Okay, let's decrease just a little bit more aggressively than the first time, and instead of doing 3 and skip, let's do 2 and skip. And make sure when you're skipping over, you're kind of really pulling that stitch over close to you. Close to that stitch, so it really will get us our decrease that we're looking for as evenly as possible. Okay, that decreased it in just a little bit more, and now let's work 1 stitch into the top of each stitch on this round, so not a decrease round. Okay, here we go. Now let's be pretty aggressive and join this round and decrease pretty much the rest of the way here. So let's single crochet, skip 1, single crochet. Okay, I just decreased by half on that round. Let's join and turn, and this will be our last round here. Let's really decrease it down by single crochet, skip 1, single crochet. And then I will use my tapestry needle to really get the rest of this down small. There we go. I think I'll slip stitch to that last stitch of the round. Give myself a tail that I can finish weaving in the top of this little hat. And we're done. We have some ears to make now. So here we go. We've got our cute little hat. We're going to make some ears to attach right there. So I just have a tiny little hole right there, so I'll just use my needle to finish pulling that in closer together. This is what the back looks like, and got all these ends to weave in. Okay, here's how you make the ears. I started with 10 chains. Okay, I slip stitched into the second chain from the hook. Then I worked a single crochet into the next chain, then a half double crochet into the next, then double crochet into the next chain, and then do a triple crochet or treble crochet, yarn under 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now go back to your double crochet, your half double crochet, your single crochet, and slip stitch into the final stitch here. Now, kind of turn and work on the underside of the chain. Let's thicken up this ear a little bit. And I worked, start with your single crochet, and then the half. Sure you can guess what's coming next. The double, a treble, or triple. I've heard it said both ways. A double, a half, a single, and then a slip stitch right to that starting slip stitch. And that's it. I pulled through. Give me a pretty long tail for sewing the ear. Kind of pull that through. And then I just grabbed my tapestry needle. So we've got our cute little ear here. And I just estimated, kind of like to sew it right to that top, if you can, the middle of those stitches. You'll just sew it around and around and then weave that end in. So I'm just threading my tapestry needle, and I probably wish I would have picked one with a little bit bigger eye. Remember how we ended with those 3? I just picked the one in the middle and poked that through, and then kind of attached my ear like that, so it was right in the middle. And then I'll just come back up through and start sewing it together. And then you've got your cute little cow ears. Now my friend Francie got her tag from Tractor Supply. It's a cow tag. And then when she's a professional photographer, so what she did was in Photoshop, when she was doing the photo, then on the little tag that she had attached, she added the baby's statistics onto it. So that's just from Photoshop. She didn't take a tag and handwrite on it. So that's an easy tip for you to know. So obviously make 2 and attach the other one right here in the middle, and you've got yourself a darling little cow hat. Or I thought this would look cute, like a, it could be a Dalmatian. Hey, the full written pattern will be on daisyfarmcrafts.com. Okay, so thanks for coming by. I really hope that you enjoy making this hat and that you can get cute pictures of your little one. I have all the pictures on our website of what she did, and sorry, I don't have a photographer though for you, a name photographer, but maybe you could show the pictures and you could recreate it. But it's just such a cute, fun little thing for a newborn. All right, you have a good day.